Hi everyone, I'm Paige Abbott and this is your weekly recovery message. Well, this past week as you may have noticed, got a new pair of glasses. I got these glasses after 4 years of having my old pair, and my old pair, they were scratched, they were an old prescription. I was getting visual discomfort and issues with them. It was hard to see, it was hard to keep them clean. Basically, I was sick and tired of them. And I did procrastinate. I delayed, thinking it'd be expensive, I don't have coverage for glasses, and was a little bit worried about what that investment would look like. Finally, within the last couple of weeks, I took the plunge. First, I ordered online. Those ones didn't work. Tried a couple different pairs, so that was a process within itself. And then finally, I got my new glasses and I've been trying them out for the last 6 days. How come I'm talking to you about my new glasses? Well, my new glasses, they're not personally relevant to you, but I do hope that the story and how things unfolded is. And what I'd like you to reflect on is that the progression of my story, even with something like new glasses, is analogous to the process of change that happens with recovery. If you reflect back on my own story, there was challenge. My glasses were old, they weren't working for me anymore, but it still took quite some time. The scratches had been there for months, if not longer than a year, and still I was persisting keeping the glasses. Somewhere along the way, something shifted, and I decided that it was time to invest in myself. I would encourage you to look back and reflect on your own process of change. What was it in the past that prompted you to make some significant or even not so significant changes in your life? So looking back, it's important to reflect and perhaps even write about when have been the most significant turning points of change in your life, related to recovery, but it can be related to other parts of your life journey as well. It's also important to reflect on what was happening at the time. What were the circumstances and how are you feeling? What was going on that really seemed to be the turning point for you to take that leap into doing something different? The other part of the story is once you've engaged in that process of change, what has that looked like and how has that felt? For myself, again, with the simple story of my new glasses, I've had to go within the past 6 days and get 2 adjustments for them. Sometimes my nose is sore, sometimes one or the other of my ears are sore, sometimes nothing is sore. I can see great, but there's some pain and there's some challenge and there's some adjustment that's happening. Am I happy? Love it. I think they're a nice fit for my face. I like that I can see, and I like that they're not scratched. So there's benefits coming, just like there can be in the process of change, but that doesn't mean that there hasn't been some discomfort or growing pains, if you will, as that change is unfolding. So that's something else important to reflect on as part of your journey. What have been the benefits that you've noticed in your journey of change? What have been the challenges that have come up in your journey of change, and how have you been dealing with those? What are your primary coping tools and resources that you're using to help you deal with those challenges? Any change in life, it's a process. We build up to it. It's important to look at what helps us to build up. What are some of our key motivators to engage in change? What do we like about change and what do we get from it? And what are the challenges that come up? And these lessons that you can learn from your past, you may be able to apply to future circumstances as well. So when you're approaching a change that you know is going to be happening, you can maybe look for some of these common themes of what's motivated me in the past, what have the benefits been, and what are some of the challenges? And perhaps you can put some actions and strategies into place to help you cope with some of those changes and those challenges that may come up along the way. So this recovery message was not about me, my story of the glasses. It's just an analogy, and it's just to be used as a point of comparison to look at your own journey. And I highly encourage you every once in a while, maybe every 6 months to every year, to really take time and stop and just look back and reflect on where you were 6 months or a year ago before that, and then to reflect on where you are today. Because it's hard to see and appreciate the amount of change that's happening on a day-to-day basis within ourselves, but I can guarantee that it is. However, it is hard to see because we're living with ourselves day in and day out. Other people can usually see it more easily than we can. So I hope that this point of reflection will be valuable for you, and I hope that you will take the time to invest in yourself, stop, reflect, and learn from your past experiences. So that's my recovery message for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.